Happy Tuesday, family. It's your girl, Marisa Star of Star TV, and you know I am clocking in for the bull. Before we do anything, I want to send a shout out to one of my loyal subscribers. Hey, Tanita girl. Tanita always shows me so much love, and she donated to the channel, so y'all will be seeing some upgraded graphics and whatnot on our premiere and live videos. So thank you again, Tanita. Love you, girl. Now, moving on past that, like I said, I'm clocking in for the BS, the shenanigans. They got me up early. It ain't even 10 o'clock where I'm at, but I'm up and I'm reporting because somebody got to bring y'all the news, because this is one of those topics that, the people act like they're scared to talk about. We just sit around talking about Olivia all day and Jasmine this and Peach McIntyre that. No. Let's get into fraud, identity theft, scamming. Let's get into the nitty and the gritty. So we're going on a field trip, y'all. We scooting on down to our neighbor's house. Who is our neighbor? Our neighbor is Lipstick Pimp. Y'all go subscribe to Lipstick Pimp, please, because she's another one of my guilty pleasures. Her and Foot on Neck, they some crazy bitches, but you got that one crazy bitch that is just sane enough that you can get jiggy with it. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So Lipstick Pimp is out here doing the work of the Lord once again. So I did a video, was that last week, the week before last, because so many people was like, how is Chrissy getting these houses? So after we found out that Chrissy was moving, I deep dived into how Chrissy getting in houses, and like I said, it's fraud. Fraud. Basically, scamming and fraud. Ain't no real way to say it. It's no way to pretty it up. It's fraud. But I'll let y'all hear for yourselves, and y'all go watch the entire video over at Lipstick Pimp's channel, because like I said, she out here doing the work of the Lord, child.
Hello, hi. Yeah, I'm just calling to let you know, I don't know if you are aware, but your tenant is a serial habitual scammer.
Did you send me a text message?
No, I did not. I'm just a concerned person who
Chrissy got put out of the rental that y'all saw. So by the time we talked about it, she had already moved. When she came up here and told y'all that she needed money because her ailing mother had ran up the light bill on her oxygen tank. Remember that? Do you remember that lie? Her ailing mother had ran up the light bill using oxygen. It took her $1,000 just to breathe. That's what she told y'all, to get y'all's money. Okay? So she then moved into some unsuspecting other landlord's property in another county after skipping out on the bill from that one that she just had to leave, that she told y'all that her mama ran up the light bill to $1,000 for breathing. Remember that? Okay, cool. Follow me now. Follow me.
recently saw that she moved into your property, and I'm not sure if you are aware that she has literally like 8 evictions up on her record, and the other evictions she don't have because she moves in and she files bankruptcy multiple times, and it's not on her record. She's not going to pay the rent.
It's really interesting because when I ran her credit report and nothing came up.
Yeah, because she used a CPN. She used a CPN.
And so wait a minute. So Do we need to do a deep dive into all the evictions that we have witnessed and were documented? And she said herself she had gotten evicted at least 2 or 3 times. So this lady ran your credit report under your social and it came back blank. And it came back blank. Ah, intriguing. Tell us more, lipstick pimp.
And I could literally email you all of her
What
records.
is CPN?
She used someone else's social security number. It's a made up social security number. Because the fact that there's nothing on her record and she has literally 8 evictions. Like, she moved into your apartment after she left another house that landlord is suing her. She goes from state to state.
And so interesting because I got the number that she had given me for a landlord, I assume is not that landlord.
No.
Oh, is that falsifying documents? So not only are you using a fake social, you're also falsifying documents on top of using the fake social, which is falsifying in itself, and identity theft and fraud. You gave her a fake landlord reference. First of all, Miss Alicia, let me hip you to something, okay? Let me hip you to something. You always have to cross-reference the reference. You could trust, but you always have to verify because these bitches be out here lying and scamming and scheming and fraud. If somebody gives you the landlord's phone number, you don't just call and verify that way. No, you cross-reference that with the property record. So if I had a tenant and they gave me your information, I'm going to take that information before I even call you. I'm going to look at the property records for your house, see how long you've owned that house, how much you paid for that house, and verify your actual name. Then I'm going to cross-reference that to the best of my ability with the number that I was given. Does the number match the name? Okay, boom, I'm going to call you. I'm hipping you to something, Alicia, now. Follow me. I'm going to call you. And then I'm going to say, hi, this is Marisa Starr. I was just reaching out with the permission of the tenant, Chrissy. She said that she was renting from you for X amount of time at address, blah, 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 avenue. Can you tell me a little bit about her tenancy there? Oh, yeah, she was awesome. She was this, she was that, she was the third. Oh, okay. Glad to hear it. I just have a couple more questions. How long have you owned that property? Now, this is where the scammers, the liars, the fraud, because she didn't really give you the number for her sister. So this is where the scammer, the lies, the fraud, they start stuttering and muttering over their words, right? Well, I owned the property for 5 years. Wait a minute now. Because I just pulled up the property records before I even called you. And whoever owned that property under that name has owned that property for 12 years. They bought it in a foreclosure sale in 2012. Boom. Lie busted. All it would have took you was an additional 10 minutes, Alicia. So I'm going to show y'all this house too, because I feel really bad for Miss Alicia because people work hard for their shit, and there's no way people should have to continue to go through this. Now, y'all sit around and y'all cry and complain about the affordable housing crisis. You know who's driving up the home prices, the rental prices? Bitches like Chrissy, because the simple fact that people get scammed out of thousands of dollars, they can't offer affordable housing no more. They got to try to recoup from bitches that they will never see money from. She will never see the rent from Chrissy. That last lawyer will never see that rent. It's gone. Consider it gone. You can't garnish the wage. The bitch don't work. But let's get back to Lipstick Pimp.
No, multiple landlords. She moves like twice a year. And I feel bad because I see your home and it's gorgeous. And she tear up the properties of her other houses. Like, we have pictures and everything. Like, I feel bad. I was like, how did she get in there? The fact that nothing came up on her credit, and I did a background check on her, and it's like, it's terrible.
Oh no. Do you have that information?
Yes, I do. There's literally pages of it.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we. Yeah, I don't even know what. I don't even know what can be done about that.
She's. I would advise you, if you can, break the lease early under a scam, because I will send you all of her background checks, and you will see all the evictions. So when you looked at her application, did you see any prior evictions?
No.
Oh my goodness.
No, or I mean, I wouldn't have. We have very strict, like more strict guidelines. I would have never rented from like nothing. Her record.
Alicia, your guidelines are not strict enough, ma'am. And let me tell you why. You didn't do what I just told you to do. Number one, you didn't do your due diligence. And outside of that, because Miss Alicia, she don't live nowhere near her property. That's where Chrissy gets all her properties. People who don't live nowhere near the property. They will never see her or them wayward mixed match children ever. Never lay eyes on her. So here's what you do, Miss Alicia. Right now. Don't wait. Do it right now. You call up Chrissy and you send her an email. You let her know that she has 7 days to vacate the premises. You will return her deposit because you know Chrissy gonna put down a deposit. That's all you gonna ever see is the deposit. She got 7 days to vacate your premises with her belongings. Now this house came furnished. Tell her to leave your shit, or you will be filing charges for the shit. You tell her to vacate your premises in 7 days, or you will be contacting the Social Security Administration, the police, and the FBI, because that is identity fraud, possibly identity theft. What y'all don't realize, y'all be out here slinging these CPNs, and some of them CPNs belong to actual people. Most of them. Identity fraud. Baby, that can get you probably 10 years or better in the pen. Oh, okay. That's what you do, Miss Alicia. Let her know that you're hip to the bullshit. And she'll be gone in the middle of the night. She'll be up here snotting and carrying on in the middle of the night.
Came back very clean.
What? Oh my! I knew it.
Like the information that I was given was very clean. And what's interesting, I mean, like now that you're saying something, is that, and then when it was time to write the lease, it was under.
Ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. You done did it now. You done did it now.
Yeah, she switches names. Chrissy is a CPN. It's not gonna pop up anyway, so it doesn't pop up.
I'm like, what is a CPN? I don't even know what that is.
It's a fake social security number. It's like a generated number that people use when they have bad credit, evictions, so that way nothing shows up. And I just feel bad because I'm just like, I looked at your house and I see the way that she tore up her last property houses. Literally, they had
to. You know her?
She's on the internet. She has a YouTube channel. She does not work. I don't know if she gave you a fake check stub. She does not have a 9-to-5. She's a YouTuber. She has a YouTube channel. If you Google her YouTube channel name, you will see all of her evictions, all of her getting kicked out of houses.
What is her YouTube channel name?
It's StrongMommyChrissy.
Alicia hip to the bullshit. She want to know everything at this point. But yeah, y'all go over to Lipstick Pimp's channel. Christina, I'm going to go ahead and call you to the front. First of all, let me give Alicia some additional information because I feel bad. I feel real bad because people work very hard to accumulate and maintain the stuff that they have. So Miss Alicia thinking she out here getting a little extra coin. First of all, I don't know if y'all know that being a traditional landlord, the amount of money you make is not what y'all think it is. A lot of landlords per property only make like $200 or $300 because they still have to pay for maintenance, mortgages, insurance, taxes. All that stuff eats up whatever little profit was there. Yeah, you might be lucky to get $300 a month in pure profit. So, Miss Alicia, let me give you some information, girl, because this is what you need to be doing. Go ahead right now. Stop what you're doing. Head on over to Social Security Administration website. Scroll on down. Submit your online report and call the hotline. Give them the social that you were given and Chrissy's information, and they will do a thorough investigation. They will be able to find out, is that a real social? Is that a manufactured social? Or is that a social that actually belongs to a deceased or a living person? At that point, that's identity theft and or fraud. It is not illegal to have a CPN. It is illegal to falsify documents and build up trade lines on a CPN and use that to get things under false pretenses. That is illegal. Yes, it is. Don't let nobody tell you different. And Chrissy is aware of that. That's why she switches the name up. Okay. Moving on from there. Let me go ahead. Puerto Rican, something. Cuban, she's something. So I'm sure she worked very, very hard to amass whatever she has just for a scamming ass hoe to pop up on the scene and to try to defraud her out of her asset. Like, Chrissy, how do you even sleep at night doing this to people, knowing that you're running off on plugs? And not just one, not just two, because you want hard times. You actually have a platform where you can work and make money and actually legitimately pay. Ain't nobody tell you to lay on your back and have all them goddamn kids that you can't afford to take care of. So whatever comes to you from all the bullshit that you've been doing for years and years to these landlords who are unsuspecting and actually gave your nasty ass a chance, you get what you get. And we don't want to hear you up here crying the tears of a clown when them people are knocking on your door. So let's get into this. Miss Alicia's beautiful home. One Chrissy will never be able to own because she refuses to actually work like the rest of us. Check that out. I like how they put the little manufactured grass right here. That's cute. Like a little pubic area of grass. That's real cute, Alicia. I like how you did that. Get into the backsplash. Now I'm going to show this because this is Alicia's house, bitch. And you ain't going to be there long. This is Alicia's house. This not your shit. You got in there under false pretenses. So fuck you. Check out the kitchen. And like I said, she offered the house furnished, actually. Probably not knowing that this girl has 8 kids in the house, ready to tear up some shit. Look at the carpet and stuff. That carpet going to be filthy. It's probably already filthy. And it's been like a week. People work hard to get their shit. So me, as somebody who dibbles and dabbles in real estate, this would piss me the fuck off. Yeah. Miss Alicia worked hard for her stuff. I guess Chrissy one of them people that feel like because people got more money or more assets than her, then they shouldn't mind being ripped off or something. I don't know what the hell wrong with the girl. But I'm going to give y'all some tea.
Undercover NBC5 investigation. You're about to see how some...
Let's get into how the people are going to prison behind
families trying to improve their credit scores can end up in trouble with the Fed.
It is very illegal. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Don't follow in the steps of nobody named no damn Chrissy. Chrissy is a damn bona fide scammer.
Her tuition. My dad ended up going to the hospital in May. He was in the hospital for 3 months. He died July of 2017. And then during these times of him passing, he left me and my sister insurance money And I took the insurance money and I was like, okay, I'm going to do right by this, because I wasn't gambling. So that didn't matter. And I was like, hey, I want to get some kind of I didn't have good credit. I was like 25, 26. And I was like, I remember meeting somebody who did credit and she was like, oh, I can get you instant credit instantly. I'm like, how can you do that? Good credit. She was like, you could just get a CPN. And everybody we probably knows have known someone that's had a CPN at some point.
What's a CPN?
It's I don't even know what the proper terminology for it is, but it's like they give you a social security number and then you build the social security number up. So when people see this misuse of a social security number, they think I went and stole people's social security numbers or something. That wasn't the case. I bought a CPN from a credit lady, and I don't know if it was somebody's actual social security number or if it was something they created. I don't know, but that's where that came from.
To catch my exclusive interview, tune in tomorrow at 9:00 a.m.
And she took her behind to prison using a CPN. So again, some of these CPNs are connected to actual people, and that is identity fraud. Again, building a CPN with the intent to use it to defraud somebody out of a car, people going down to car dealerships, people going down to get these houses and rentals, anything you can use credit for, that's what people are using the CPNs for. Your ass is going to jail. And if you start writing checks and doing all this, then you're incorporating bank fraud. So yeah, it's looking real interesting over there on StrongMommyChrissy Lane. I'm very curious to see how Alicia is going to move forward to try to get the bum out of her property. I'm quite curious. Like I said, Alicia, go ahead and use what you got to get what you want. So you got this information. Go ahead and let her know you're on to her. You're going to contact the authorities. You're going to file the appropriate reports. And you are going to have her investigated for fraud. At that point, she will probably escape in the middle of the night. And then you won't have to worry about it. And then you can still go ahead and file your report and follow through on it, because she's going to keep on doing this. She not going to stop. Because what other way is she going to be able to live somewhere with all them kids? She don't work. She refuses to work. She gets government assistance. She right here making up check stubs and pay stubs instead of just getting a goddamn job. Imagine that. Let me think. Should we do a blast from the past? Because, Chrissy, she tells so many lies. I can't think of which instance we will want to talk about. Should we talk about that time that she was on a trip and let her mom and kids get put out? Maybe. Should we talk about that last time just now where she told y'all that she bought a house and couldn't even stay there for 11 months? There's just so many times we could talk about. Maybe we'll go and recap that time that she went on the trip. Yeah, let's do that. Y'all follow me now. Follow me.
It's your girl, and I'm back for another video. All right, so I'm sitting in my car. I am getting ready to go into Sam's Club to find some last-minute coronavirus essentials, if I can find them, because every other store is sold out of everything else. I will be recording my journey to see what it is I can actually find. It's actually scary and crazy as to what's going on, and at the worst time for me. But since I don't have the kids with me, they're at the house. And since, I have a little bit of daylight and a little bit of privacy and time, I thought I would sit here and talk to you guys about everything that's being talked about me on the internet and clarify some things and tell you guys what's really going on. Over the last few days, has been brought to my attention that everybody has been talking about evictions. That's been the word of everybody lately. That's been the topic of discussion when it comes to StrongMommyChrissy. Eviction. I personally don't get why people are so invested. I think people try to do things and say things to pull me down. And it doesn't work that way. Life is a journey, to say the least, you know what I'm saying, in itself. So if I fall down or if I'm down on myself, that's one thing, but I will never let the next bitch make me feel one way or another, because I know nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Okay. So let's dive right into it. People are pulling up a public record that says that I have been evicted from my house that I'm in right now. And that is true and not true. And before everybody gets their little undies in a bunch, let me explain. When you hear the word eviction, or when you hear that word, it makes it sound like I chose to not pay my rent, or I'm trying to run off on the plug twice or something like that and get away with living for free. I make plenty of money to pay my bills, to take care of my kids. I do all of that. I'm not going to say money to do what I'm supposed to be doing. But this situation is one of those situations of, I don't even know the word to call this. I don't know what to call this. These are one of those situations where, I don't know. It's an unlucky situation. Okay. Let me back up. Okay. When I moved into the house that I'm in, people said, oh, she got evicted, and that's why she moved into this house. Well, actually, my lease was up, and my husband had just left me. And you guys don't know the whole entire story, but when he left, he took all of my money out of my bank account. So when I wrote my check for my rent for that last month, it didn't go through. And so that's exactly why there was an eviction. But I was already out. I had already moved out of the house. But legally, I'm sure that's what he had to go through, because both of our names are on the lease. And that's what had to happen. My lease was up. You guys know I moved in July or August. And then I moved out in August of last year. So I did the full year. I paid my rent every month on time. I have never had any issues at all, right up until the end when she was getting rocky, because I was going through a divorce, because I was going through a separation, because he left me. He took my money out of my account like the dog that he is. Okay. I didn't talk about that because I wanted to move forward off of that part, and I wanted to focus more on the fact that he left in my state and when he left, in which he left me. I didn't you can't stay in a place for free for a year. So I don't like when people come at me and they're like, oh, you didn't pay your rent. You don't pay your rent. I have to pay my rent in order to live. So I pay my rent on a regular basis. Now that was one of those, it was his fault, but my fault too, because I allowed myself to be in a position where he could have access to my money. So I took that L. I had no choice, even though it was really his L to take. But because, again, we signed a lease together, if he goes down for an eviction, so do I. If he goes down for something, I do too, because our names are tied together. So that's what happens. This time is a little bit more different, a little bit more serious, and a little bit more crazy. I don't really know how the law is out here in Nevada, or what is legal and what is illegal or whatever, because I generally don't have these issues. But and this is really hard for me to talk about, because I thought about not even doing this video, because first of all, it's embarrassing, right? I hate giving people a reason to talk shit, even though, even more shit than they already talk about me. So that's why I really didn't want to harp on this, because it's just going to spark more and more conversation. And I really just want to dead the issue and pick up and move on. But it's one of those things you just, when you're a social media figure, you have to address it. So I'm going to address it. Because again, when you hear the word eviction, when you see eviction, you don't see what happened to lead up to that. All you see is, oh, she can't pay her bills. But anyway, so basically here's what happened. I pay my rent every month at the same time. When I first moved in, I paid my rent on the 1st. But then I asked if I could switch it to the day of the month that I got paid, or the day after the day I got paid of the month, because I found it was easier for me to manage my bills if I pay everything when I got paid. Okay. And I did. I set it up like that with my landlord's wife, because that's who like kind of handled like the footwork of the properties and stuff. They own multiple. And I set it up like that with her, and we did it like that every month. And I did it like that again this previous time. However, we don't have the best, we didn't have the best professional relationship. I didn't really like her that much. She didn't really like me that much, but hey, you know, you're my landlord, you gotta have a level of respect for you. I pay my bill, that's it. But there was always this attitude, like when I paid my rent, I had to go to her office or their office to pay. And that's fine. I would do that, money orders, 3 of them, because I couldn't get over $2,000 from my bank. So I dropped the money orders off, and I get into it with one of the girls at her office over something unrelated, but just because she had a effed up attitude, and I'm tired of it. I feel like they're racist. I feel like they didn't like me. I feel like they never did. So it is what it is. I got my receipt and I walked out. I left. This was right before. This was like right before I went on the Houston trip. Okay. So I paid rent. I go on the Houston trip. The day I leave, I get a message saying that she's not going to accept my rent, my landlord. And I'm like, that's not even possible. You can't even do that. And I was just like, okay, because let me back up a little bit. When I got into it with the girl at the office, I was like, you know what? I'm going to move from this property because I'm tired of being, I'm tired of having to go through this every month. I pay my rent every month, and, and I don't have any issues with the payment. It's the people that I have the issue with. And so I guess she must have called back and told her what had happened and the fact that I said I was going to move. That's my in my version of what happened in my mind. So while I'm gone, she texts me, the landlord, and she's like, I'm not going to accept this payment. I'm not going to accept this rent. And I was just like, why not? And she's like, well, technically it's late. As per the lease, it's due on the 1st. And I chose, I had tried to I set up like off the record pay when I get paid because it was easier for me. And she agreed. And so we was rocking like that every month. It was never a problem. I see some people walking out with nothing, and they just walked in here. So that's not good. Probably looking for some of the same stuff I'm looking for. I'm not looking forward to this. But anyway, let me hurry up and do this so I can get in here. So, basically, so when she texted me that, I was like, you can't do that. You cannot tell somebody that you don't want to accept the rent and you want to say it's not. And I have text messages in my phone where we have agreed where, it was okay for me to pay her during this time. Now, granted, I know there's a big difference between when I get paid and when the rent's due. I know that, but I asked, they accepted. And so that's what I was doing. It was never an issue until I got into it with the girl at the office when I went to drop off my rent before I went on my trip. So, I was just like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Long story short, she said she didn't want to accept the payment. I'm like, you can't do that. Like, I paid you the full rent amount. What else? And I asked her, what else is it that you need me to pay? Like, do you need me to pay anything else? What is it that you need? Not saying that I owed her anything else, but just to remedy the situation. I'm out of town. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to be whatever. I don't really like her, but the issue wasn't with her that day. So I'm not, whatever. So, she didn't respond. No response. I'm calling because, I'm texting you and you're not responding. So I call. I'm calling her. She's not responding. The next day, she shows up at my house, or her and the husband show up at my house with a constable which is kind of like a sheriff, a constable or a sheriff. They help with, I guess, lockouts is what it's technically called, when they get an order from the judge that to make you vacate. I'm gone. They show up at the house. With the constable, whatever. And they tell my mom, who has the kids, they have 5 minutes to get whatever they can and get out. Like they gotta go. And my mom calls me and I'm like, how the fuck, I'm going off. I'm confused. I don't know what the hell is happening. I'm not understanding why, you know what I mean? I'm not understanding why, what's going on. And it makes sense now.
Oh, you understand. You understand real well. But let's slide on down to the next time Chrissy was trifling. One more time for the one time. Why y'all worried about Jasmine goddamn Dukes and falling for the okie doke? Would anybody like to call in and let me know why there are 8 children who once again will have to pack up their entire existence and move again? For the how many time now? For the how many time? Y'all gonna learn to stop playing with me. Nobody's hating on this clownery, this fuckery, this dysfunction. Nobody's hating on that. What I do hate is the fact that these women fail time and time again to prioritize their children's needs and well-being. It takes more to be a good mother and to provide for kids. It takes more than just coming up here. Oh, I got 9 kids. Look at me. I look good for having 9 kids. Look at me. But you can't keep a roof over their head, dog. We see you fuck off money. You posting videos of you piercing your daughter's nose. Sis, I mean, I guess that's cute in the homeless shelter. I mean, I guess it's all the rage living out of Airbnbs with a pierced nose. The fuck? Nah, y'all can't worry about Jasmine and Chrissy at the same time because y'all spend 99.99% of the time tearing Jasmine down. When we know she's slow, at least she do be trying. This one don't even try. So before I get into the details of all of what this says here, I need y'all to stop playing with me. So let me go back. And I'm going to speak passionately. Not because I'm a hater. Not because I'm mad, I'm jealous. Child, people say I'm jealous. Lord have mercy. I guess. Not because I'm jealous, honey, because whether y'all want to believe I live under a bridge or in a house or whatever y'all choose to believe, and that's cool with me. That doesn't bother me. Because I know what's up. I know this mic is plugged into something, honey. I know this mic is plugged into something. I know I'm sitting here looking at these 4 screens. So let's get into it, y'all. A blast from the recent past. And this was June the 11th. June the 11th. Courtesy of your girl, yours truly, Marissa Star 1. Okay. All right. One of the best of the Chrissy is deflecting from the fact that David wants her broke ass out his house. Okay? David says, get the fuck out of his house. What is Chrissy's modus operandi? Chrissy's MO is she gonna give a lump sum at the beginning and then ain't gonna pay shit else and just sit around and wait for somebody to put her out. She don't care about the fact that I'm sure her children are tired of moving And then the so-called vacation to Colorado. Chrissy, when you even said that, when we found out it was Colorado that y'all ended up going to, I said, this chick must be planning to move back to the West Coast. She ready to go back. Because what reason? You claimed it was for your daughter's birthday, but what reason would your daughter want to go to Colorado? It's not even hot over there. And you take the kids to get in the pool. That's where you're from. So how is that a vacation for anybody? That wasn't a vacation. That was a trip out there so we can try to secure some housing where we might have a bigger support system. That's what that was. Now, if y'all remember, the reason why Christina landed in Texas in the first place was because she was chasing dick, a dick that already belonged to somebody else. The man left her high and dry. So then from there, it was the POF. Then from there, it was child strippers. Then from there, it was the Strangler. So now the Strangler gone. She ain't got nothing holding her down in Texas. Dariana, when she went to Colorado, child, them kids was out there chilly as hell. They were chilly as hell. She always pick a cold day to take them kids somewhere to play in some water or be half naked. So once again, I have posted the link. I have pinned the link. I have questions for the people who got questions for me. Because y'all say, y'all remember that? Oh, what a time to be alive when David told that girl to get up out of his house. What a time to be alive. Chrissy told the tall tale talking about DeMarcus took her money. That's why she couldn't pay the rent, blah, blah, blah. And ever since then, Chrissy been scamming. Scamming.
Right from the source, okay? This is really difficult for me to talk about because I hate having to continuously explain myself over and over and over again. But again, on this platform that I've signed up to be on, I have to explain myself, especially when everybody else has my information at their fingertips. Literally. It's better off for me to just come and address everything head on with you guys instead of whatever, okay? Let's just get it all out in the open, all right? Get it all out. One final time, address it, get it, move on. If you want to support me after this, great. If you don't, that's okay too. I have been getting approached from all different sides. I'm getting DMs, I'm getting messages, I'm getting comments on videos and under this and under that. I'm getting all kinds of different things in regards to everybody finding out that I'm moving. Okay, those of you who don't know, I moved from Las Vegas to here about 3 months ago. And everybody knows what I went through before I got here. It was rough for me, the kids. Like, you know, we had a little spurt where we were in Airbnbs and then finally couldn't find a place in Vegas like we wanted to. And then I finally found a really nice house I'm in now. This is where we have been since then. Okay, so that's a little brief overview of what's been going on. And that's brought to my attention that everybody is talking about me moving. Okay, so let's go ahead and address it. My friend Jazz, who's also a blogger, if you don't, most of y'all know what I'm talking about. If you don't, do your research. My Jazzy Life is her name. She did a vlog the other day, and her daughter mentioned something about coming to see me and going to my house and helping me move. So that kind of sparked a whole lot of what's going on? Is Chrissy moving? Chrissy didn't mention that, like, oh, you know, this and all that, and everybody's kind of chatting about it and asking me about it, and here we are having this conversation that I really didn't want to have. Okay, let's just stop right here and clarify. I am not moving. Okay, I live in Houston. I'm going to continue to live in Houston until I decide, until I decide to move. I'm not getting evicted. I'm not having to move abruptly for any reason at all. I'm here. My rent is paid. My bills are paid. I am good. I've made mistakes in the past, and I've definitely learned from those. And I am not going forward into my 30s, because I'll be 30 next month, with any type of problems like that, okay? As far as my rent or my bills or anything like that. So, you know, everything's good here. No issues. I am not moving. I'm not sure what my little baby, Jazz's daughter, was really talking about or referring to, but talking to Jazz, I think I kind of pieced together what she probably meant. She's just a baby, y'all. She's only 4 years old. She does not know what she's saying, you know, really, but I knew what she was trying to say. She's trying to say that they're going to come out and visit, and that is true. We are trying to get together and get the kids together for a little something soon, okay? So stay tuned for that. But absolutely not. No, I'm not moving. It's not happening at all. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. So yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm in Houston. So yeah, we can just bowl that up and throw it in the trash. I'll write that one. Throw that away. I just have to say, by the way, this video has been the most difficult video to film and record tonight, just because if you have a my camera filling up with storage for no reason, I deleted everything. your next collection or whatever. We'll do a pre-sale, and then you'll have the customer basically really wanted to go in and customize and all that other, because anybody can turn on a camera and say, she took my money and never gave me my products. I would not do that ever and blast my name and make it be known that I've done that. So why am I logical mind?
The lies, the damn lies, y'all. This child has been lying to y'all for years, collecting y'all's funds under the premise of lies. Let's see, she still got that live up about that $1,000 light bill.
Hey, I'm a mom, and I'm a mom of a lot of kids, and if there's nothing else I can say that I'm good at in life, or that I have accomplished, it's going to be the fact that I'm raising my kids well. That's it. I could be a hoe, I could be this, I could be that, I could be whatever, I could be the worst person in the world, whatever, that's fine. But at the end of the day, as long as I get my kids, off in life into a better position or whatever, then I can say something. But it's been difficult. It's been really hard. Motherfuckers, 2 a.m. Where are you? I don't accept that level of disrespect. It's disrespectful to me because it kind of feels like you dropped our mother off and you don't give a fuck. And I don't appreciate that, because I'm the one who has to deal with all of everything. I have 9 children, and I'm the one who's dealing with everything. I'm trying to figure out how to pay. My mother, she's on oxygen. She has to have oxygen 24/7. And I did not anticipate the cost of electricity or anything that it takes to run that or whatever, because at the time it's like, you need a place to go, I got you. You're right. And I'm just like, I'm not anticipating any of these things. And now I'm in a financial bind, and I already wasn't financially free, And now I'm sitting here and I'm just like, so not only are you, I just like at a certain point in time, it's like you see your mother needs help. You see that she cannot help herself, right? What the fuck makes you think I can do it all by myself? That's not fair. That's not right. So I guess I'm frustrated. Not only am I frustrated because the expense has gotten so astronomical to where I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do, but the task, the responsibility, everything is on me. And I don't know if you guys know how this feels, but it feels like I'm drowning. And
Drowning in debt. Could you keep on scamming these people out of their money? So I'll go ahead and share one last thing with you all, and then we're going to get off here because scammers gon' scam. Oklahoma City man receives 18 months in prison for use of CPN. Charges filed in November of 17 showed that the man used CPNs instead of his own social, and he used those to defraud retailers, credit card companies, banks, credit unions into believing he had a better credit history than he had actually earned. He purchased 5 vehicles, household furnishing, TVs, computers, and other goods, and then made little to no payment on the credit accounts, which caused financial losses to his creditors. The federal judge sentenced him to 18 months in prison to be followed by 3 years of supervised release. He must also pay $112,000 in restitution to Compass Bank and other creditors that he defrauded. This case is the result of an investigation by the SSA, Social Security Administration Office of the Inspector General, the FBI, and USPS. It was prosecuted by Assistant U.S. Attorney Jessica Perry. So when y'all see them slap the cuffs on the girl, remember that y'all, oh my God, Chrissy, you find the nicest houses. You're such a good mom. You just, oh my God. This has been your girl. your news reporter, Marisa Starr, and I'm signing off.